Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here with a quick New York State bail reform slash other reforms and laws that are being proposed. Really a whole update on the insanity of New York. However, I am a bit encouraged to see earlier this week, almost a week ago now, I was scrolling through my Facebook, and an older fraternity brother of mine was at the Capitol saying, "Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's work this out." And I was like, "Damn, I didn't even realize there was going to be a real hearing." And by the way, I'm not for the police state. I want to make that extremely clear. I think that you should go on a case-by-case basis. If you have somebody that, again, is a nonviolent, first-time drug offender, gets caught up, or even, first-time, like, bar fight, who knows? There are certain situations that a judge can look at and maybe no cash bail for them. Maybe. Okay? But when you have serial offenders, when you have people who have really hurt people, when this law is so crazy that it allows criminals access to information regarding witnesses who should be protected, this is nuts. And as I said, it looks like they may have made some reforms. Now, the people who have passed this are irate, okay? But law enforcement can't deal with it, okay? This is a real issue. And if you think that I'm crazy that you think that law enforcement can't deal with it, look, there are people in Manhattan within the city that they're now openly showing you selective enforcement and saying, look, we got too many cases. We're just not going to prosecute them. And this is a huge issue that nobody seems to talk about at all. And what I want to show you here is a piece by local CBS where New York State, now this, and this goes beyond the city. Everybody thinks, New York City, no, the state is massive. Go look at a map. All right, and this takes place out in Albany. That they don't know where over 3,000 parolees are, okay?
Tonight, CBS 6 investigates thousands of parolees unaccounted for. It's the job of the state to keep track of inmates it releases from prison to community supervision.
But CBS 6 has learned the Department of Corrections lost track of nearly 10% of the convicts it was supposed to be watching. The people wandering free are called parole absconders, and some of them are dangerous.
Let's talk about that for a second. 10% of criminals that are out on parole that are no longer showing up and they have no track of whatsoever. In my state, no big deal. No big deal. Where do you think the ones that are in the city or in more urban areas go to in most places? They don't usually jump state. They go to upstate New York. Oh.
Wow. I don't think anyone in the community is aware of that number.
Karen Ziegler is director of the Albany County Crime Victim and Sexual Violence Center. The number she's reacting to is 3,275. The number of parole absconders New York State reported were still missing in January. Absconders are people convicted of crimes who are supposed to be finishing out their sentences at home on parole, but stopped reporting to their parole officers and got away.
This is not just your random, pickpocket or just shoplifter. These are people who are hurting and potentially devastating other people's lives in a lot of ways.
This absconder was on parole for manslaughter in New York City when the state lost track of him. He was found later in Albany and rearrested in connection to the shooting of a 16-year-old.
So let's stop that. As I just told you, what happens to a lot of these people? Now, he gets a manslaughter charge in the city where it's already hard enough to get caught, let alone prosecuted, as I just showed you. He goes, 120 miles up the road on the highway, hits Albany, and shoots a 16-year-old kid.
The State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision says it apprehended an average of 175 parole absconders every month of 2019. But the total number is still higher than it was 8 months ago, an increase of 72. thousands still unaccounted for.
What questions do these numbers raise for you?
I would certainly want to know what they're doing to try to locate them.
Commissioner, we went straight to the Department of Corrections Acting Commissioner Anthony Annucci with our questions.
Not going to help you.
His team of security tried to stop us from getting anywhere near him.
Of course
at a
they
public
did.
Hearing.
Well, the thing is, he gets a team of security. See how this works? You see how this works? Now, if that team of security was there to protect him from physical harm from criminals and not the press, that's fine. But it's just like Bloomberg doesn't want you to have a gun or anybody to have a gun, but he's got armed security guards, right? I mean, give me a break. By the way, thumbs this video up. Subscribe to the Burmis Brigade if you are new to the channel. Let's continue on this piece.
Commissioner, are you concerned about the number of parole absconders in New York State right now?
I'm pretending I'm on my phone,
near the
ma'am.
commissioner, he would not get off his phone to acknowledge me.
Okay, Commissioner, can we have a couple minutes with you?
No, I can't. I'm
Staff
pretending I'm on
directed
my
us to call
phone.
his public relations director, who a week before declined our request for an interview.
Oh, thanks.
The agency did answer some of our questions by email. When a parolee cuts off a GPS device, the agency says if there is a known threat to a victim, attempts would be made to notify them.
Bullshit.
But Karen Ziegler disputes that claim.
Do you think that victims are aware that there are this many people unaccounted for?
I don't think that victims are being told. I don't think victims are being warned. I don't think victims are I don't think they're aware that their safety is potentially compromised.
I tried to address the issue with the commissioner, but he continued to walk away from our cameras up the stairwell.
When somebody absconds, is it putting the public at risk?
Absolutely.
Wayne Spence is a parole officer and current president of the New York State Public Employees Federation, the union that represents 900 parole officers statewide.
We are still in need of parole officers out there to do the job.
Spence believes a loss of parole officers has led to an increase in absconders. Since the early 1990s, Spence says the state moved to eliminate 400 positions through attrition. Because of reductions, he says officers are overwhelmed with their caseloads.
So let's just stop that there. You know, that, again, combined, again, with the fact that what? They're not even going to prosecute a lot of these cases. Selective enforcement, this bail reform, you can win. I wanted to put some good stories in here. There are two good ones here. A Brooklyn judge has basically taken a serial burglar and put him in jail by finding a loophole. And Fulton County, okay, they are now providing protection to first responders from bail reform. Because again, you could just be a paramedic, come on the scene of a crime, see something, end up being a witness to manslaughter, a murder, whatever, and now this person has your information. That's pretty scary. Some scary, scary stuff. And just to kind of end it, de Blasio is a big joke. Bernie should actually distance himself, but he's not going to. You know, unfortunately, Bernie is for this type of bail reform that we do not need, that we do not want, that we have to stop. 100%. 100%. And that's one of my big issues with the guy. Bail reform has been a disaster in my state, and people have come together, and we're going to repeal a lot of the more insane things. Take it by, hopefully, a case-by-case basis. We'll see. Cuomo's nuts. He's giving illegal aliens licenses. And now he's suing the federal government because he won't have, Trump will not allow anybody in our state now to be on the Trusted Traveler program. Guys, if you like this video, please thumbs it up, thumbs it up, thumbs it up. Join the Burmis Brigade. We do it 3 to 7 times a day here on varying subjects that matter. Julian Assange, free speech, what's currently going on with Abby Martin and anti-BDS paperwork she refused to sign and therefore was not allowed to speak at a Georgia university. Of course, we do a little mixed martial mindset once a week. We talk about high-level predators in Hollywood, in politics, and throughout the globe. We're keeping up on the coronavirus. Probably going to do an update on that as well. And we do one bonus video a day, 5 days a week at least, over on Rockfin that is exclusive. We're also posting some oldies but goodies over there exclusively. You can sign up for free and follow me. If you want to pay $9.99 a month, you get all my bonus content, such as this one right here you won't find on YouTube, and everybody else's. It's like a Netflix for creators, so consider it, guys. I am a documentary filmmaker. All my films, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are available free right here, right now. And remember, I'm going to D.C. I am going to leave Sunday night. I'm going to be out there hopefully till Wednesday. Let's see how much we bring this up, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. If we hit 3K, I can definitely stay till Wednesday, more than likely. I don't know why that would be a problem, but we will see. Guys, I absolutely love you, and I'll see you on the flip side.